Today I'm going to be breaking down how you can use DragBat here at Townhall 13 to 3-star any base. So here is the armor composition that we are going to be using today, and as you can see, when it comes to our equipment on our hero, incredibly simple. The only piece we absolutely need is going to be that giant arrow on the queen. For our army itself, you guys will see very simple as well. Very heavy, of course, on the dragons spells. It's DragBat, so we have plenty of bat spells, so let's jump in and we'll break this down. So the first thing we're going to be doing with this particular strategy is identifying a couple of things. The first of which being, where are those sweepers pointing? The air sweepers can be pretty deadly when you're coming in with dragons or any sort of air-based attack, so we're definitely going to be looking to take them down with our giant arrow. Now, if you can take down any of those air defenses alongside the sweepers, that's also going to be fairly beneficial. You'll see for this particular one, we have both of the sweepers pointing kind of over towards these right hand sections of the base, top right and bottom right, so we're definitely looking to try and take them down because that is where we want to enter with from our dragons, because we have double scatter shot there. That can be pretty lethal against bat spells. We also have 3 of those wizard towers, so a couple of things to think about to kick us off. So let's go ahead. We're going to use that giant arrow and we're going to go ahead and take down both of those sweepers. We do of course have the healer puppet on the queen. That typically is very strong at keeping her alive throughout the majority of the attack. We also have the ice golem in to help support her. Now, we jumped straight into the next portion of this attack, so let's pause things up and talk about what we did. We have a baby dragon and a regular dragon in support over on that left hand side of the base, just creating a little bit more of a funnel. We don't want our dragons to go around the outside of the base, we want the majority of them to push through into the core. Now when it comes to our dragons themselves, basically all of them are going to go down in a fairly clumped up group, so much so that the entire Grand Warden aura is going to fit in it, as you can see right there. The balloons that we do have are going to go in just slightly out in front, testing for any of those black or red bombs, and then we're also going to have our blimp in there too. Blimp hopefully should get caught with the Eternal Tome. Remember, unlike previous versions of the game, the blimp will only have kind of 1 second of protection once it leaves that aura of the Grand Warden, so keep that in the back of your mind. If you're going really far across the base with your blimp, you may want to delay it just a little bit. Townhall though is secured and the majority of our dragons have stuck together, which is perfect. We want to try and get as much value from that rage on the Grand Warden's ability as possible. We have the Royal Champion going to be making an appearance over from that left hand side of the base, and remember with her we do of course have the Seeking Shield and the spear, so the rocket spear, so just keep that in the back of your mind. You're going to be able to get a good bit of value from a distance. Next up, we're going to be coming in with the bat spells, and of course there's a couple of things we do need to be very careful about, and that is wizard towers and scatter shots. Now in this particular attack we were actually pretty caught up with everything else. There was too much going on and we ended up missing our free spells on the wizard tower, and the wizard tower itself ended up taking down all of our bats. So this one shows that even with this particular strategy, if you mess things up, you miss your freezes, you don't quite get things right, it's still very powerful. It's basically spam dragons with some bat spells on the back end to help support, and sometimes the bat spells aren't even needed. Like you can see in this particular one, the bats themselves only took down a couple of defenses, but not to worry, the next couple of examples we do end up getting a lot more value from our bat spells. But this particular one you'll see, of course, we ended up missing the freeze spells on the wizard tower and the scatter shot, which was not ideal, but regardless we still ended up getting a good bit of work done and we brought in that 3-star. Now just casting back to what I said at the start, I'm a little bit unsure why this attacker decided to attack from the left hand side when we took down the sweepers on the right, and there was a lot more value, I would say, on that right hand side of the base. So typically when you're attacking bases, you want to take down scatter shots, wizard towers, multi-target infernos, the town hall itself with your dragons. The bats should do the rest. So let's jump in and take a look at that next example. So for this next one we are coming up against 3 So for this next one, we're going to be coming up against a triple multi-target Inferno base. We have 3 of them to try and contend with, of course, as well as the scatter shots and all of the 5 wizard towers. So plenty of splash damage in this particular base, but we're not going to panic. We're still going to approach it the exact same way. The only difference in this particular one, we're going to be starting off with our blimp. Because the Town Hall is so close to the outside of the base, there's no point in really worrying about flying it all the way over. You might as well just go straight in and deal with that Town Hall nice and early on. We hopefully should be able to catch that wizard tower over there as well. Queen ended up coming in with her ability from this left hand side. Unfortunately though, we did end up missing the double sweeper in the core. But it's not the end of the world because our dragons are again not going to be flying into the path of them. Looking to try and get as much value from that queen as we possibly can. Once she has done her job, once she's created that bit of a funnel, you can get going with the next part of your attack, which of course for us is going to be the dragon's balloons. And don't forget about the minion prince. We haven't really spoken about him, but his ability is definitely going to be really helpful. You'll see it getting popped off right there. It's going to freeze everything up, especially these heavy hitting defenses like scatter shots or inferno towers. Sometimes even heroes can be pretty deadly as well. But you'll see in this one, we're actually going to go for something called a bat bomb rather than a bat wave. A bat bomb is where you spam in all your spells on a specific defense like we did with the scatter shot here. A bat wave is where you start them from the outside of the base and then they end up kind of swarming in towards a particular defense. But a bat bomb can be incredibly successful. Typically though, you're going to use your rage spell with your bat bomb when you do deploy it, because those initial trickle of bats when they do come in sometimes can get taken down pretty easily, so you need to just make sure you are getting the value from them nice and early on. But it just so happened we ended up using the rage spell at the start of this attack to secure that Town Hall. But this one far more convincing. We end up with pretty much all of our bats left up, plenty of dragons in there as well, and a very convincing 3-star. And moving through into that third and final replay, again we're going to approach things pretty much the same way, coming in with that giant arrow from our queen, also able to luckily catch one of those sweepers in at the core, which is ideal. Remember, this strategy is very strong against Town Hall 13s, but I also have seen this used against a lot of Town Hall 14s. This is a great strategy for hitting up because Town Hall 13 to Town Hall 14 is very similar. There's not too many heavier hitting defenses. It's only really a couple of things like the Town Hall itself that you potentially have to worry about. But this strategy is absolutely viable if you can master the kind of key things that we have to focus in on here. The first of which being guaranteeing that Town Hall takedown. You do not want to leave the Town Hall up. That is the sole job pretty much of the blimp and the rage spell. Let them do their thing and they should hopefully be able to do it. Dragons picking up a whole load of value, taking down the scatter shots in the core. Remember, the things you have to be careful with when you bring in your bat spells are mainly wizard towers, multi-target infernos, the Town Hall and scatter shots. If you come up against any of those, you're going to want to go ahead and use your free spells. Remember, bats themselves cannot lure out red or black bombs. However, other air-based troops can, and then if they lure them, the bats can get taken out by them. So that's just one thing to keep in the back of your mind. Potentially, if you're bringing your bats in a little bit too close to your dragons or your balloons or your blimp, you may end up encountering a couple of issues if they do lure out some bombs. But hopefully this strategy is going to serve you well. Hopefully you get plenty of 3-stars with it, and thank you for watching all the way to the end of the video. Don't forget to subscribe to us here at the Barracks as we push to 5,000 subscribers. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.